Podcast, the best podcast in the world for all things Web3. Here we break down the technology, what's going on in the market, and the ways in which you can benefit. I am the Merry Mamadou.
And I am the dedicated Derek.
Man, and here the talk is different.
Always. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dedicated. Why you pick dedicated today?
Man, dedicated, man. That's just been the frequency that I feel like both of us really been moving on, man. It's a lot of great things going on. We've been outside, not gonna lie, man. We
hmm
last Saturday we was at Art All Night. Shout out to DC's Art All Night. That was a beautiful slew of events that was going on throughout the weekend. It was a great experience. Got to go over to U Street. They had a nice Afro art pop up going on. Man, it was a great time there.
Fire.
We have this weekend we have the Congressional Black Caucus out here in DC. So just hitting up plenty of events out here, man. We just been doing a lot. We've had a few drops in terms of the website, thetimbuktu.com. It's just been a crazy experience, man. And the only thing I could do to describe myself right now is to call myself dedicated. And same for both of us, but I had to take that chance today with my name starting with a D to
Right.
double down.
Well, for me, man, I can't say the dedicated Mamadou because I gotta stick to the M's.
We can
M's
switch
have
it up, man. We
millions
don't.
to be finna make. So,
Okay.
but I chose Mary just because I'm like very elated, bro. Like
Okay.
to your point, we've been outside. Like last week here in Philadelphia, I went to two events. Right, last I want to say it was Thursday. Yeah, last Thursday, I went to art show networking event that was set up by
Okay.
BBES, like which is like the Black Business Professional Networking group out here, or one of them,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Super fire. It was such a dope vibe, man. One, it
Mm,
was packed,
yeah.
easily like close to I would say 100 people within this,
Okay.
right? Like because they have their own like open office or commercial space out in the Germantown neighborhood, man. And I was just seeing so many
Mm,
folks that I wanted to connect with and people that I have known, right? So, for
right.
example, I saw my realtor there. Like, shout out to Gene, the
Shout
best
out.
realtor in the world.
Yep.
My
Yep. Yep.
he was there. Um, I connected with like people from all walks of life that I've known and have not known, right?
Right.
Like,
Right.
it was dope. I actually met this one brother who is a hedge fund manager. Like that's his trade, but he's also into Web3. It was like
Mm,
like he's launching his own token. We're trying to like set up some time to like connect, but that was an amazing connection. So that just proves to show you never know who you're gonna meet when you go to these events. Just like people
absolutely.
would not have known, like, oh, there's this guy named Mamadou who works at Derek, who has the Timbuktu doing PNFTs, like
Yep.
so.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
like,
No. For sure. Yeah. What else you were gonna say? My bad.
yeah, I was gonna say like then that next day, that Friday, I went to the Connect event, right? Which is very
Okay.
similar to BBEX. However, they are more so focused on like the more millennial age group of Black professionals.
Mm,
Very dope, very dope. Got a chance to connect with one of the president of the organization, SwC I, really cool South African cat who turns
okay.
out when I follow him on the gram, he's actually a multi and a Krav Maga instructor. So I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
You never know
Okay.
who
Okay.
you gotta be careful out here, man.
Yeah. Look, real life. Real life. You never
You never
know.
know. You
You never
never know.
know.
But that was great too. It was just like an overall great vibe. And it was like
For sure.
very instrumental in us connecting with people and like letting it be known that we're outside. So
Absolutely. I mean, on top of that too, man, look, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop,
it
right?
doesn't.
We tomorrow we have a couple events that we're gonna be participating in.
Mhm.
One being the live mint for the Pigeons of New York, their NFT party that's going down tomorrow night. 4 to 8 will be the NFT education, 8 to 12, the party. And then, if you haven't, definitely go grab your tickets. And then that Friday night as well, we'll be at the Kappa CBC event as well. They're showing off some of the artwork for our upcoming show. Man, we got some great things coming up, and more things coming in the following weeks. So if you haven't yet, definitely go follow us on Instagram at Relink Global. Follow us on Twitter at Relink Global. Follow us on Facebook at Relink Global. And of course, like and subscribe, man. We got great content coming for you. And we got some great projects that are coming down the pipe. So definitely keep up with us, man. We got some great things going on.
Yeah. And shout out to the Kappas. You guys will learn why and like as we progress with this show.
Yes,
but
sir.
Speaking of great projects, another reason why I'm married is because in about an hour, we finna make history.
Yes, sir. How we making history? Let the people know. Let the people know how we doing that.
Shout out to the big homie Deuce, straight from Botswana. We're working with him to launch the first ever music NFT out of Botswana. So, as you know, Botswana is in Southern Africa. They're like 6 hours ahead. So, like, literally, like after this podcast, we're gonna like have that NFT available on our website, Timbuktu.com. And like, it's really dope because another reason why I'm married, man, is like we got in the papers over in Botswana. The Botswana Gazette, one of the premier newspaper outlets out there.
Yes, sir. International. We said international. Black man changed the story. Yeah. Sometimes I swim good. Look, sometimes I swim good like Frank in ocean. Oh. Bars. Okay. Yeah. Easy.
The bars never stop.
It's easy. And just so y'all know, that 6 p.m. time is 6 p.m. Eastern, but it will be midnight Botswana or Central African time, I should say. And that is because at midnight, it is officially Botswana Independence Day. So this NFT, this song is really signifying that change, right, for Botswana and its artists and kind of gaining it, their own independence and control of their art through this technology, through blockchain technology, through NFTs, through Web3, through all the things that come with this Web3 landscape. If you didn't get a chance, we actually, I'm saying we, but Relink Global, it was myself and Zeus. We spoke a little bit about the project. We spoke about what this means for Zeus and the artist community out in Botswana. We did go live on Facebook. Definitely check it out. Zeus Deuce on Facebook. It should be up there, man. It was a great conversation. And so, we wanted to bring something similar for this NFT, or, at least drop it on that Independence Day to kind of signify, hey, we are bringing this revolution, this independence, this different feel for the creative community in Botswana.
And it's important too because within music, right? You have those two pathways. You either get signed with a major record label, and a lot of the times, these record labels just have these deals that are more advantageous to them, right? So they're able to take the majority of the profits, and a lot of these artists are like in deals that aren't to their benefit, right? Now you can always negotiate, and there's always outliers, but for the majority, like that's really the narrative right there.
Absolutely.
And then if you want to stay independent, all right, you can go independent and be on like SoundCloud or Spotify or Tidal or what have you. And shout out to those streaming platforms. However, you need to get buku streams in order to really make any money. And 90% of the streams go to the top 1% of artists. So people like Drake, who have like literally 1 billion plus streams, right? On a monthly type basis. And so it's, you have as a musician, like these two pathways, and it's like, dang, I really have to have like an unstoppable brand in order for me to really monetize for my work. Right. However, what we're introducing with this NFT technology is the fact that, hey, not only can you structure deals that are like great for you, you can really make a living off your work, and you can really connect with your fan base and really build a community out of it. And that's what we're doing with Kotsi Deluxe,
Yes,
Deluxe baby
sir.
NFT.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I think it really speaks to the three C's that we talk about often: culture, community, and commerce, right?
Definitely.
And I think before, in terms of the culture specifically, we see creatives and artists aren't able to own their artwork, right? Even their community, going deeper into it, right, isn't able to get in and really own a piece of culture, a piece of art that they feel is going to outlast generations, is going to be impactful, is going to be something that they want to pass down to their grandkids, because this was a moment in time, right? Kind of going, you look at the live, you'll see we talked about it, kind of that history part of it, where you're owning a piece of history, and here are the receipts, right?
Exactly.
And I think that's super important. And of course, the commerce piece of it is being able to monetize, right? Not only just the artist, but the holder as well. The holder being able to own that, and then in a future sense, as the brand continues to build, as history moves on, but memorializes a certain moment, they're able again to own and benefit from really for the holders is their culture as well, right? Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, and two, like to add to that is the experiences that the artists can provide as well. I don't know, were you gonna speak
Yeah.
on that?
I'll,
Like,
real quick, just like key takeaways, the culture, Motswako music, man, hip hop in Southern Africa. Because,
yes, sir.
we are the culture and that culture is worldwide. The community, Zeus and us, we're going to build a community strictly for the fans, right? Like, it's not just the music, but you're going to have opportunities to like get really dope limited edition merch, the ability to be featured in like certain projects, the ability to like get access to other opportunities that would provide that in real life experience.
Yep,
Just, and what you said about the commerce, right? At the end of the day, we're creating a structure, a deal in which everybody can like eat, everybody can profit. So
absolutely, absolutely.
it's a beautiful way of the triple C's, man.
Man, shout out to my guy Osa with New Orleans, or New Orleans, as I should say. But he has a phrase of saying that I'm gonna bite off of, and that's support Black creatives, man. That's what we
Mhm.
want to do with this. That's what this NFT is all about. And not only that, like to support that ecosystem around Black creatives as well.
Yeah,
Super important.
absolutely.
Super
Absolutely.
important.
Yeah. So the last thing I'll say is, once again, with the Kotsi Deluxe NFT, it's more than just the music. You're having a gateway into the community, right? This
Right.
is an NFT that you don't want to just say, "Oh, I'm gonna flip this." Same thing with the other NFT we dropped last week, which we'll get into in a second.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
what we're really trying to do is have value, like create these projects with our partners, where by holding it, it's the key and the gateway to many more opportunities. So definitely hold
Absolutely.
on to this NFT because there's so many benefits coming down the pipe.
So much more. Mamadou, do you want to tell the people how they can get the Kotsi NFT?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things you want to do.
Okay.
One, you want to have to get a crypto wallet. We recommend MetaMask. And in fact, a certain co-founder, this guy right here, he actually made a demo on like how to you download, how you set up your wallet.
Yep.
And once you get your wallet, you want to go inside it and go to the browser, go to dtimbuktu.com. And once you're there, you'll just see the NFT. You can purchase it either using crypto, which will be Matic, the cryptocurrency of the Polygon network, or you can use fiat. So your credit card or what have you. Another reason why we want to use Polygon. So you have the ability to easily assess these projects, right? So once again, get a cryptocurrency wallet. Probably we recommend MetaMask. Go within that wallet and go into the browser. Go to dtimbuktu.com. Purchase with either Matic or your fiat, and hey, you have the access. It's that
Yes,
simple,
sir.
baby. And we have a video on our TikTok and IG Reels that breaks down the entire process.
Yep. Yep. And if, of course, if you're having any trouble with purchasing, please reach out via social media. we're super responsive, and we want to hear from you either way, right? We want to hear from you guys. Spoke a little bit about it on the live, but we are building something, and for us to continue to build, we need to hear back from you. We need to hear feedback, and we need to know what you like, what didn't you like, so that we can continue to build something that's for you, that's valuable and beneficial. So I'll end there. That's my last 2 cents.
Hey man, it may have been 2 cents, but it felt like 2 mil. Always dropping game, dropping gems.
Trying to, man. Look, I'm just saying we learned a lot from Streetwear Connections drop last week. I thought it was,
Yeah.
man, it was a good one. It was exciting times, man. I'm excited to talk about it today because it's different going from talking about it and preparing for that day to dropping and something being live, and now the stakes get higher because not that you have expectations, so to say, but now you put your neck on the chopping blocks, right? Like it's time to nut up or shut up, if you will. So man, I found it very exciting, to be able to put that first NFT out there, and especially with a great partner like Streetwear Connections. They've been working with us and are continuing to work with us to provide amazing value. I don't know how did you feel with that Streetwear, that SwC I should say, that SwC drive? How did,
baby?
yep, the ones. How you felt about the ones?
Man, amazing. Mary,
You felt
man.
merry?
I felt Mary.
Well, definitely tell the people about the SwC because I think we want to make sure we get the point across just about we keep talking about this value, and we mentioned certain things, but what truly is that value, and what is the SwC?
Yeah, so first let me start off with who is Streetwear Connections. So
Okay.
if you haven't seen our past episodes or like some of the lives Razik and I have been doing on a weekly, Streetwear Connections is the #1 platform for all things streetwear. This is a platform where you can find your exclusive sneakers, your apparel, your jewelry, and all aspects of like streetwear fashion. So like their goal is to be the brand, the platform you go to really dress you and allow you to express your inner self, right? And so what's dope about the company is it's not just one entity, right? Like Razik, who's the founder and owner of Streetwear Connections, he has like partnerships with like multiple resellers or like just streetwear owners. So you can have X amount of companies who focus on the shoes, like let's say 5 or 7 companies who focus on like apparels or hats or everything else of that nature. So it's really a community that's focused on the essence of streetwear and fashion style. And so what's dope about the SwC is that the ones is really the key to the VIP experience. And so
Okay.
holding the SwC, what you as the holder will receive is, as long as you hold it, lifetime membership to the VIP program. So that means you get exclusive access and early access to certain releases. You get a discount code you can use off of all orders. And they're planning, you ain't hear from me, I ain't snitch. They're planning like a series of in real life experiences in ways
IRL, baby. IRL. That's what we all
and
about.
and creating opportunities too where your ideas can come into fruition. So it's not just like a transactional type thing, but they have ideas for like certain projects they want to do, and they really want to get like the community involved, right? You can kind of read in between the lines there, or you can.
I'm about to say it's some big things that they got planned. Do not be left behind. Do not miss out, man. It's really like dope. I know with the things that went on with OpenSea, I'm gonna take my time, but I'm definitely gonna. I know I'm gonna cop me, one or two of the well, not two. I'm gonna cop me one of those, the SwC. I'm gonna definitely give me one because what they got planned, I got to get in on. I got to get on.
And once again, just like with the Kotsi like none of the NFTs that you're going to see as of now on our platform are like flips, right? They're all about holding on to, because we want the NFTs, these PNFTs, to be the key to value, the key of your interactions with our partners that we bring on to the platform. You know, especially when it comes to the physical assets, physical products, like having that NFT be that certificate of authenticity or authentication. But like, it's really just the key. And like, what's dope about the ones is it's the first step to just how they want to revolutionize the game. Because like we said on episode, I think it was episode 3, when we talked about going to SneakerCon.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who was at SneakerCon. Shout out to the whole streetwear community, shout out to the sneaker community, the hype beasts. I would say, like, it's a tough grind, man. Like, a lot of these people tend to be like solo entrepreneurs, or maybe they have one other teammate. A lot of times they're just out here hustling, buying inventory, going to shows, selling, managing the store. They just simply don't have the bandwidth to like manage the technology aspect, which is where connections come in.
Right.
We're coming in to help elevate streetwear to another level with our PNFT technology. You feel me? When we was absolutely the only company, the only group at SneakerCon, at all the SneakerCons we've been to, or Zeke's been to, that's doing what we're doing. We were the only one. The only other competition are these large multinational billion-dollar companies.
Right. No, for sure. And I think, you know, that's something that is admirable about Zeke is that he's really, you know, recognizing a hole within the sneaker community, within the streetwear community, and is, you know, taking on that challenge and saying, hey, let me try to solve this problem. Right. And, you know, that's something that, you know, I know over here we don't take lightly, you know, being a problem solver, taking on those challenges. We don't see that as, you know, something to be taken lightly. And I think, you know, with that, I think it'd be good to kind of get into some of the lessons that we learned from that drop, from you know, the 1 week in the game, kind of assessing where we are currently and letting the people inside of our brains a little bit and how we're thinking about it.
You want to go back and forth? I give some, you give some.
Let's do it. Why not?
So for everybody out there who's building projects, who's building brands, who's doing businesses, who's doing dope stuff, bro, it is a marathon and not a race. So all of this activity we've been doing, you know, making the podcast, working with Zeke, doing the lives, trying to do the education, getting the word out, working with his staff, doing focus groups to help form the NFT, like all of this activity to us, it's like the pre-workout to the pre-workout to the workout. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't even start the race yet. Like, the drop is us to get into the starting line. The drop is us stretching before we go to the starting line. Honestly,
if we being honest, that's pretty much all it is.
Right. You know, it's never going to be a situation like where it's like you build it and they just come and it's going to sell out or whatever. It's a situation where, especially when you're in an innovative space and you're trying to do something totally new and different, you have to have patience. You have to be diligent, and you have to continuously work at it each and every single day. And so for us, and I think that was our expectation too, and it's the expectation we set with our partners. Like, this is a miracle, and you know, it's just a great reminder. It's exciting. However, the work is still ongoing.
Man, to piggyback on that, you know, I mean, there was, you know, when we say, you know, this is constantly you working on it. I mean, it was Saturday night. You know, y'all don't judge me too much. I'm hoping y'all won't. But Saturday night, I'm at a bar, I'm at a club, and I'm talking to a guy. Shout out to the Black Blockchain Summit that was out here in DC last week. They had a great conference event. And so I was at the after party talking to a guy, and he, you know, showed us something that we didn't really recognize, right? And that you wouldn't really know. He was saying even his team, it took them a couple months. Shout out to Montech, man. Like he was like, hey, it took us a couple months to figure this problem out. We didn't realize this was a problem, and he showed it to me. And this is 9-10 p.m. and technically I'm still working. You know what I'm saying? We're still figuring out ways to make this product better, to continue to build. So I think from an experience standpoint, I just it really shows that you can do as much as pre-work as you want to, but you can't learn things until you put yourself out there and you launch your project, you launch your product, you launch your business. And as you put yourself out there and take that leap, you have to kind of take the blows as they come and use that to strengthen your foundation, right? To put that band-aid on and say, let me heal this scar right quick. I know the skin is going to come back stronger than ever, right? And so I thought it was a great lesson for us, and just like you said, staying humble, staying vigilant, staying patient. I mean, even with that, we had to figure out a way. Hey, for this problem, how can we solve for that in the current circumstances, under our current conditions, under our current restrictions? How can we do that? So it also taught, I think, creativity. Like, hey, these things are going to come up. You just have to be creative in how you're thinking about solving the problem, because the quick fix is not always the possible or plausible fix, if you will. So I thought it was a good experience. Taught us a lot. I think it taught us a lot in preparation for this second drop that we're going with tonight. And we're going to keep building. We're going to learn from this one too, because it's going to be our first international drop.
Right? International, baby.
International Black man change the story. That's all I'm saying.
DC,
that's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. About that.
That's all I'm saying.
My man, dedicated Derek.
Kotsi.
You was at the bar, still working. That's dedication.
Look, I'm telling you, man, making them connections, man. Look, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. We got a great mission of demystifying Web3, and making sure underrepresented business owners are able to participate. But don't get it twisted, man. There's also underrepresented founders, business owners, entrepreneurs in Web3 doing dope things, man. So definitely get into it.
I know quite a few too. Like I said earlier, like the one brother who was a hedge fund manager, or still is a hedge fund manager, doing his own token that's going to be on Coinbase. Like dope.
That's serious. Yeah, that's next level.
Very serious.
That's next level.
Man, I'll just say, and speaking of next level, we do want to like shift the conversation from just what we're doing to what's happening in the market, in the space, right?
Very important.
Y'all are gonna get tired of us saying this name, but Polygon.
How did I know?
I'm just saying, Polygon is partnering with Robinhood. So Robinhood Financial, which is the investing platform, to launch Robinhood's own non-custodial wallet. So like a cryptocurrency wallet, similar to like a MetaMask. And so let's just go through this story and just like talk about it. So Robinhood, as we know, is like an app or a platform that you as a consumer can download or use to invest in the stock market. And Robinhood was really instrumental because I believe they were like one of the first, if not the first, company to introduce like zero trade commission fees for like investing in the market. Because back in the day, it was like, if I want to buy this stock of Apple, you had to pay some kind of brokerage fee in order to do that, right?
Right.
But you see Robinhood help introduce that concept of like, hey, $0, we want to make investing in the market like as accessible as possible. And it's crazy because what they're doing is they're partnering with Polygon to offer a crypto wallet, right? And they're doing a beta group of 10,000 users. And they had like a wait list since back in May. And I know because I got the email. I can't remember if I signed up to be on a wait list, but I know I got the email.
Yeah. Okay.
And so what would happen is like those 10,000 users will be able to purchase Matic, which is the cryptocurrency of Polygon,
Mm,
the Robinhood main exchange, and then transfer it to their Robinhood wallet. And then also with the wallet, you'll be able to access dApps, decentralized applications that are like directly on the Polygon network. So going to places like Decentraland, which is like a metaverse game, Uniswap, Balancer, and so much more.
right.
And really, what's very interesting about this though is Robinhood plans to have like multi-chain support that's beyond the Polygon ecosystem.
Okay.
Shout out to the homie Ciroc, the cat.
So
We do
Rock
these
had
shows
to,
live, so we can't edit it out.
yep. Look, shout out to Rock. He said, I'm the superstar of the family. What's going on?
He's the superstar. He's like, this is boring. They want to see me. They don't care about no wallet.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, but what they want to do is have like multi-chain support. So, just to like give a little context to what that means is, currently within like Web3, you have like all these different blockchain networks. You have like your Bitcoin, your Ethereum network, your Solana network, and all of these networks, for the most part, operate in silos. Like they're by themselves and they can't communicate with one another. So you may have, let's say, cryptocurrency that's on Bitcoin. Um, you may have Bitcoin on like the Bitcoin network, or you may have crypto on the Solana network, but you can't transfer it to the Ethereum network, right? And so everything's separate, and it's bad for us as consumers because it's like, well, dang, one, you got to like kind of hedge your bet on which chain is going to survive, right? And two, like if you have something, it makes it difficult to like move your data, right? And
Right.
so the idea of like multi-chain is that your data and tokens can be moved across and exist on like multiple platforms, right? And so that's what Robinhood wants to do. They don't want to just stay embedded with just only Polygon. Shout out to Polygon, but they really, just as they made like stock investing more accessible for people, they want to make this whole Web3 network more accessible to people. So having the ability to go on different chains, like right now, if you have Robinhood, you've probably seen like every week it seemed like you can buy this crypto on Robinhood, you can buy that crypto, this crypto, right?
Right.
They want to be in a position where people can buy crypto and then put it into this wallet and like get it from like different networks, right? Be in that position.
Yeah.
So I'll just stop right there. But those are like the main takeaways. Like once again, they're making their own non-custodial wallet. Right now with the beta, like you can't go to NFT marketplaces, unfortunately. So you can't go to the D10Buck2 quite yet, nor can
Okay.
you do NFTs. However, when they launch the public version by the end of this year, you will be able to do that. So
Yeah.
your wallet and go to D10Buck2. Go ahead.
Look, get in the game early.
And one more thing that's actually super critical, and then I'll let you talk, my brother. What they're doing is if you use the Robinhood wallet, you won't get charged gas fees.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
So when I
really?
talk about want to make things a lot more accessible, we're talking about like multi-chain support, and we talk about gas.
Right.
As we know, if you like buy crypto, if you move crypto and you're using like wallets like Coinbase Wallet or MetaMask, you gotta
Yeah.
pay that fee. And depending on which network you're using, like Ethereum, where they traditionally have really high, buku high gas fees, that cuts
Yep.
into it.
Yep.
Robinhood's like you don't have to pay those fees at all. That's what they're trying to push.
And Robinhood has always been good at like understanding where the the Web2 BS of it all is or I should say just like the financial system, where the BS lies, and pressure washing that a little bit, right, and clearing up that concrete. So I love what Robinhood is doing, and it makes me think about actually what I wanted to talk about for the quick take today. And
Yeah.
I'll get a little bit into that, which is the Web3 wallet and the importance of that and the security around it, right? And I think for the people who don't know, I'm sure for people who are even familiar, the importance of that Web3 wallet is the fact that it is decentralized, right? And so what that means, in a nutshell, in the simplest form, is that you control your data. You have that privacy when it comes to having a decentralized wallet, right? And I think although Robinhood has their centralized platform, right, they have the Robinhood app where you can purchase the crypto. They have this Robinhood wallet where then you can take control of that crypto and kind of own your own cryptocurrency within this wallet, which should act as your safe space, right?
Mm.
And that's why we stressed, if you go watch that tutorial video of how to purchase through our site, we stressed in the very beginning, make sure you are saving that recovery phrase. And the reason you have to save it is because everything is decentralized. So you can't go to MetaMask and say, hey, I need to get into my account, because they don't have that data, right?
Yep.
They
They
don't
don't
have
have
that.
the password.
They don't have the data to let you back in. The only person that can access your account is you. The only person that can give away data and information is you. And I know as a business person, right, as somebody who may be running a business, you would think, well, how is that beneficial to me, right? And what it does is, we spoke a little bit about this on the Facebook Live yesterday as well, is it creates a trustless system, right? When you give your information to Facebook, you have to trust that they're not spying on you, right? You have to trust that, like, the things you don't want them to know, they don't know because you didn't give it to them. And right now, we're giving it to them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, as a business, in certain ways, if you're monetizing from taking, really stealing people's information without them knowing, then that doesn't seem like a very good situation. But if you are a business and you're trying to figure out ways to create better experiences for your customers, right? Better experiences for the community that you're building around your product, you can now interact in a way that is trustless, right? You can be you can have a you know SwC I's a streetwear brand and say, hey, let me see what you like in terms of popular culture, right?
Mm.
Let me see what you interact with on Decentraland.
Mm-hmm.
Grab that specific information that the customer gives, right? And then, let's say the next drop is, each customer has their, has something catered to something that they like, right? So you can, as a business, start to separate yourself, especially if you're getting in on this early, separate yourself from the pack, because you can provide experiences that will differentiate yourself from your competition, right?
Exactly.
And that's only scratching the surface. So from the user side, people who are interested in getting into Web3 and just trying to figure it out, and people who just want to be consumers, right? Make sure you get that Web3 wallet, is what I like to call it. Crypto wallet is what is commonly referred to. Um, we encourage MetaMask. They have a great software, great mobile app. Um, and start to understand and play around with the technology and start to understand it now, so that when it does come a time when these types of technologies are pertinent, you're ahead of the curve, right? You're able to be a part of it and say, hey, this is what I want with this next iteration. This is what the people need. You'll be able to voice that opinion. So that's my quick take for the day. Go get your Web3 wallet, man. What you waiting on? Download MetaMask. Go to thetimbuktu.com, and that's Buck BUCKTOO, and go grab the SwC Is, man. That's been out for about a week now. You got to grab that. Go grab the Kotsi NFT, the hottest. my SwC song that's dropping on Botswana Independence Day. That's history, man. History in the making, man.
History
Don't play
in the
yourself.
papers.
Don't play yourself. It's in the papers. You know what I'm saying? Don't play yourself. Go get it. Go get it today.
They won't believe us. If you don't believe us, check the receipts. Go to @Relink Global on IG. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it right there. Like
we got
work.
Listen, you don't believe it, that's cool, because God did.
We the best.
God did.
Hove did.
Hove did.
Oh man. Cool, man. Cool. Well, thanks for that quick take, man. Like, it's really great. Real quick, back to like the Robinhood story. The key takeaways for the listeners is one, if you're building something, especially in the space, you have to consider multi-chain or even cross-chain solutions, right? Either or, like we can probably get to the difference between the two in a later episode, but like we can't continue to exist in like these individual silos when all these chains are separate, and people gotta like the consumer is like, oh, I don't know which way to go. Like, so you definitely gotta think about like how can you make your projects and your value accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
And two, like really take note on what's happening with the major players, right? If all of these major corporations are spending millions of dollars with like certain network providers, like we're seeing it at Polygon, right? So we talked about Starbucks, we talked about Robinhood. I know Polygon is also working with Adidas. They're even working with Timbuktu.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, come on now.
But always remember to do your own research. This is never financial advice. This is just our own opinions that we formed upon our own research. So it's very important that you do your own.
For sure.
Yes. And that disclaimer is also important because we're going to talk about the market, baby.
Oh, let's get into it.
So I'm going to do a bit different. I am going to give like the weekly results, but I'm also going to look at it in like the month because we're in the last month of September.
Okay.
I mean, last week of September. Excuse me.
I was about to say, I didn't know September had that many months, but all right.
You wouldn't know if you went to the Timbuktu.com, but
that makes sense.
It's decentralized.
That makes sense. That makes
All right.
sense.
So once again, we're going to look at within the NFT space specifically because that's a great indication of how the overall Web3 market is moving. And so within the past 7 days, we have seen a drop or a decline in the total amount of sales, right, of transactions. So it went down by 9.63%, and we are seeing like 53,622 sales have occurred within the last 7 days. So almost a 10% decline of what was the previous week. But the sales volume didn't really take that much of a dip at all. The sales volume, like the dollar amount, only went down by 0.64%. So barely 1%, which lands at 32.6 million.
Okay.
So that's for the week. Now let's look at the month, baby.
Let's take a look at it. Get into it.
Total sales for the month of September has reached 266,826 sales at a 8.08% decline. However, the sales volume, the dollar amount, actually saw an uptick of 25.38%, which lands us at 285 million plus of sales for the month of September.
This month. And a month now, I mean, we got a couple days, but I mean that's not a bad number.
Right. Like the volume, the dollar amount has went up. And once again, that's because as we covered in episode 4, I want to say Utes. Like that NFT collection, like that volume is like at 4.4 million.
Yeah, man, that use that was a big player, big player. It made a big splash when it dropped. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go check out, our previous episode. We talked about Utes, and I want to say that was episode 3. I mean, we didn't drop so many at this point.
Yeah.
that it's hard to remember the exact episode, but definitely go check it out. That was a great one. We talked about youths, what it did in the market, and what it is, and some of the takeaways from that drop.
Fire. We drop classics every episode. Definitely watch every
Classics,
episode
nothing
because
less.
as we go across this journey, we're really giving like our takes on like what's the biggest takeaways for you, the viewer. So if you're somebody who's a creative, somebody who's an entrepreneur, someone who's like a culture maker, even if you don't want like these grandiose type results, even if you want like a smaller scale, those principles still apply
Yeah,
of how you want to think about your projects, like how you want to like take your approach, how you want to really navigate, especially during recessionary times, right? So
absolutely.
yeah, definitely watch every episode. Always hit us up if you have questions, leave comments. We read everything and we'll respond to as many people as we can.
Like and subscribe. If you dislike, we gonna find you.
Oh, facts.
Where you on some warning, warning, some wanted. No, what's the movie
It was a movie.
with my guy where his daughter get kidnapped?
Oh, Taken?
Taken.
Liam Neeson?
I'm not saying wanted. Taken or some taken. We gonna be listen, a very specific set of skills.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, man. I think we have some great things that we've talked about. Some great episodes out there. Definitely check them out. I think even you guys will see just the progression and growth in terms of the episodes and how we put it out there. I guess the last thing that we want to end on is the free game Web3 game. And with that, I think it goes back to what we talked about in terms of what we learned over the past week, which is launch your project. Don't be afraid to mess up. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid if things go wrong. Things will go wrong. The
Yeah.
thing that cannot go wrong is you not grinding, is you not putting in the effort and the work and working towards what you've put out there, your passion, right? Like nobody ever starts out and have it all figured out. So launch your project. Don't be afraid to do that thing. And once you've launched it, let people know so that you can get that feedback, so you can understand some of the things that you may not have known at that point in time, but now you can take that and apply it to future iterations or apply it to how you're approaching that thing that you're putting out into the world. So free game Web3 game for the day is take that leap and keep grinding.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I 100% agree with that, Derek. That's the dedicated Derek speaking, y'all.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedication, hard work plus patience. Just
Right.
told y'all.
And if you want your customers to be as merry as me, you gotta have to focus on the customer experience. Definitely
Absolutely.
always have their feedback. Make sure your customers are heard, and just ask them like, "How was your experience? How can we make it better?" Like, get that feedback, and don't be sensitive and be defensive. Like, take it, even if you don't agree with it. Just take it,
Yep.
because if you hear it enough times, there may be some truth to it.
Absolutely.
That keeps those
Absolutely.
customers merry,
Got to
and
keep
in
them
order to do,
merry.
you gotta be dedicated.
And you got to talk to them. I'm just
You
going
gotta
to throw that
talk.
out there too.
Don't be
You got to
shy,
hear from
y'all.
them. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
not to be shy.
Look, that's real life. Real life.
Most definitely. Well, we appreciate you guys. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with everybody who you believe deserves to hear these gems. Once again, I am the Mary Mamadou.
And you already know I'm the dedicated Derek.
Man, thank you all and have a great one, y'all. Peace.